guys, welcome back. I'm Tiana, the maker behind Also Stitch, and we are on our way to Sydney Olympic Park, where we are setting up for Supanova Comic Con and Gaming Convention in Sydney. By the way, I forgot to mention it is Friday. It's Friday 4 p.m. and we are on our way. Hi guys, just a quick update. We just finished the setup. I didn't film anything and my social anxiety just couldn't handle that. So it was actually a quick setup. We just did the basic bones of our setup. I'm just gonna insert the picture. My husband actually, he did the fairy lights and it looks so cute. It really looks nice. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow's morning when we will be setting up the plushies. We will be there probably 6:37. So we will have around two and a half hours to set up plushies. And we are actually allowed to use the sides of the corners. So we will be able to put the t-shirts on a small coat hanger. And yes, I'm happy with the setup. I'm happy with everything. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow's morning. Stay tuned.
And aluminum. Have you seen, so there's two, like this is 10-year anniversary, so Joy are doing a Kickstarter for like a special edition, which looks terrible. Looks very like nice. For 6 Cars? No, for aluminum. Well, she has lunch with Joe's wife, so I'm just like, God damn it. One of my friends is a comics guest, and while I'm around, like, yeah, me and Joe go on like writing like lunches together. I'm like, Joe Christmas. I know, right? It's just I haven't even looked at the rest of yours. Oh my god, I'm distracted. Okay, so we've got mini necklaces and earrings. But I've got like mini cauldrons and we've got little library ladders. We've got our little library mushrooms. So the only meaning, like, you know how you got fungus kind of, all spread there. So we had library mushrooms, our libraries connected. I know. I really enjoyed that one. Little tiny bottles so you can see the front covers, and up against the spines. I've got TBR jars. You done? There's only one red one. Oh no, it's okay. Oh, cool. I'm just doing it to keep my hands busy while I'm valid. We drove down, so it's like a 9 and a half.
Yeah, no worries.
Jeez, alright.
The big one is 250. He's huge. He's over kilos. It's the one in the egg are removable. Yeah.
Hello! Feel free to touch the page, pick up anything, it's all good.
No, don't stress. Don't stress, just leave it. I'm gonna just scan.
Yeah, so
and put it in the bag.
But all of the mini
is it cash or card?
Cover the spine and the back. All three basically printed in there. Yeah. We've got necklaces and I've got earrings as well, and we've got the key rings. Of all the same looks? Similar ones, but not always going to be across them. Some of them I might only have as earrings or necklaces. Yeah. I try to have a bit of everything.
So there is 55 altogether.
Do you have a website that if you say like...
All good, thank you. Have a great day. These are pop-ups, the one you were touching. They're like fidget. Which one?
Which one, the big one or the small one? The
This
small
one
one.
is 38 and the bigger one 45.
Keep that in mind.
No worries, yeah. Would you like that one? Let me just get it. Thank you.
Like that?
Yes, no worries. Easy. Would you like a bag for it? At least this one to keep it here. Okay. Thank you. Have a great day.
How's it going? That's good.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
I do not want to split it, but I'll thank you very kindly. Mine will get stuck.
Oh,
Yes, I saw that. It was great. Silver Elite. I didn't mind it. Look, if you come in and say, okay, it's meant to be adults Hunger Games, then no. If you're just kind of just going in for the joy of just, you know, an escape sort of thing, it wasn't too
I
bad.
would agree with you. I also think that it was hyped up so much that it was made out to be amazing. And when I read it, I was like,
Yeah.
it was fine.
Yeah.
Got through it and I good at, but it was just
Yeah, it's not worth it.
yeah, no worries.
One
Have your
done.
card, please. Yes. Would you like me to
Great
back?
day,
Where are we?
yeah, Toothless was gone. Amazing.
It's just like that.
She was already here. She saw me.
Yeah, I saw it.
And then she ran back.
You guys said hello again.
So that was what, 11 p.m. on Saturday, and Toothless was already gone. Now I wish I had two of them. What did I say? PM?
You said PM.
11 a.m. Thank you. You can see I'm
You've been up. So anyway.
Can't you say I'm tired?
Yeah,
Lost?
it's okay. So that was
We opened the wings. I just flipped it like that, so it's holding the wings. But when
That was my favourite.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
love how it turned out.
I think it's a bit obvious.
You're not the one I have to say that to.
I have thousands of books in my house.
I know. I remember.
And that is not an exaggeration of my situation.
Yeah, there's some things I have like 5 or 6 copies of.
I don't do that. But I do have physical and digital. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad.
Is it on pack?
Mine's House of Sky and Breath. I've got 6 copies. I recently rebought the
You have a great day. Thanks.
So that I can.
Hi, would you like that one?
That's my target.
That one is my favorite. I don't know, just the colors are so cute. Yeah, I think I need to pull out more. I think I have more.
She made me read about a French version when I was in French.
Yeah, I've got Japan. I did that in Japan. I've Heartstopper. I've got Japanese Heartstopper and Red, White, Royal Blue.
I got the green.
Is it cash or card?
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
I know they do. I love the edges. They are gorgeous, aren't they? Well, I saw an email this morning from Rebecca Yarros re-releasing the first 2 books. So they match in with Onyx Store, so that same kind of smoky coloured.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be fair?
Yeah.
I actually had another one of those cats. You need to pull it out.
I will get you a bag. Oh, sorry. That's okay. That's all right. That's no problem at all.
And I want to finish.
I love this series. Again, audiobook's great.
Book 2 doesn't exist.
That's okay. Yeah. Book number 1 is my favorite. Like, went, hey, do you want to come in? I'm like, yes. Yeah. I'm in Newcastle myself, so I don't travel. Oh, cool. Yes. So I'll be at Oz Comic Con later this year, and there's a Ulster event in the Hunter Valley as well where I'll be at, and I've got an Etsy store as well. So it's called Meet Your Next Book Boyfriend. So it's all like romance. Yeah, I'll be there. Okay, when is November? November the date? I should know the date.
I'm going to open that and it's tab on my phone. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I did put it in my calendar.
I know this.
No, it's December. Okay, oh, it's the 22nd of November. In the Hunter Valley. No, it's really close to me. Well, it's closer for me than some, yeah.
Alexis, you should get this.
Yes. Let me just
It's
check
a little
the price.
sword.
I think it's 98. Let me check.
Is this
Yes, 98.
I was trying to find it.
Pikachu? Yeah. Can you go grab it?
I was trying to find it.
Okay. He will grab it. No worries.
Are you gonna get it?
Oh, I put them in as 13, not 10. Sorry, 13, yeah. I forgot price tags on it.
There you go. Oh, why am I finding this stuff?
I like that little thing just to, so close up at the price. Would you like a receipt?
You can tell when you're ready. Pardon.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, chicken is in the way.
no more 6 and Pros in there. I've sold the 6 and Pros.
On the beat?
I do have a necklace and I've got a
Ready?
don't have a magnet anymore. I should have made more.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Let me just fix this. I should put something to
Maybe this one.
Yes, that one is not visible.
Okay, I think that
So, and I can post it. So I do have an Etsy store as well.
oh, that one.
Yes, I don't have it in the store because I couldn't see.
Just kind of grab it up. No worries. Cash or card?
So that is 13. You can set when you're ready. Would you like to get it or you're okay with it? No worries. Easy. Thank you and have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Pyerie, there we go. Not bad.
I should have said that or record the person who bought the Pikachu. He was masked in the Pikachu evolution and it was an amazing costume. That one has a booty. Check the back. Yes.
Oh, actually, I did this one instead. Feel bad. Oh, look amazing. I have one of those, but I don't know if I can that's right. That's so good. That's definitely the first thing you say. I promise. Really good selling
Is it cash or card? Oh, card. This one has when you're ready. That's 18.
Any of the mini book things, it's the full covers
4 other
around as well.
Oh,
And they're 3D printed, so they
enjoy. Have a great day.
well, the base is 3D printed and I'll wrap the covers around.
Give a larger code.
No, that's the largest one. The only one actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the smaller one, and I'm out of them.
They're very, very. I love it.
Yeah, crochet. This is with chenille yarn, yeah, or blanket yarn. I do have some like acrylic, like the normal thin one. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It's just made out of 2 granny squares and it's so cute.
So
I do
it's
have a
Crescent
lot
City.
of other chickens here, but this one
It's part of Matt from that one. All of these were drawn by my 14-year-old daughter. So, so I said to her that any of them got sold,
Yes,
she'll get half of the profit. Also, I did have to ask for some each one. She did that one. I was like, "Are you alright?" Yeah,
To make these all the time. I still do for some of my kids at work.
yeah, they're a bit of fun, aren't they? I've been kind of mindless. It's a mystery thing. Which one am I going to get today?
That's the next recommendation.
Japanese, right? That's 50.
There's not many seatbelts, right? All of our books are different covers as well, so it's all the way around. And then 3D printers are nice and solid.
Yeah. Can you just give it to me, please? Yeah, I can go. That's fine. Thank you so much.
It's smaller. So it's magnets, but they also stick up right.
Become hard?
Go for it.
Yeah, of course. No worries, thank you. You can definitely purchase it.
Oh, sorry. That's okay. So I just want to see stores. The only things that are on there at the moment are necklaces, earrings, and key rings. No, just boxes. A lot of stuff is really high. Thank you. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine.
I've been restocking mystery boxes all day. My flowers are gone. Stingrays are gone. Most of the thing is gone. Keychains, toothless for selling like crazy. I need to make toothless when I get home. Of course, reds are gone. Love cats. Pikachu is gone. Both toothless. So yeah, pretty empty.
Adorable! Do you want one? I'll give you that.
Hi guys, it is the end of the first day. All I can say, it was amazing. I'm overwhelmed. I am surprised. We did over 4 grand. I talked to other crocheters and not everyone was as good as we did, so I'm not sure why us, but we also did good in embroidery, and surprisingly the design t-shirt that I mentioned that my husband suggested, it was selling like crazy. And we had such a nice feedback from people saying that it is a great idea, a great design, and yeah, it was really good. I'm exhausted, we are both exhausted. It was a long day. It is, I think 7 p.m. almost. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow. I know Sundays are usually slower compared to Saturdays. It's not gonna be as busy. If we do half of sales we did today, I'm still gonna be happy. So it was extremely good. I'm gonna do a proper sit-down video after all of this is done, and I'll talk the numbers. I will tell you everything that's sold, but you can already see from the footage before and after what's sold. I had to shuffle a lot of things around because I have empty spots, and I kept making mystery boxes all day because they were just selling crazy. I was taking random plushies and putting them into the mystery boxes because they just kept selling, and I got rid of so many plushies that I have been collecting for a very long time and they were not selling. So it was really good. It was so good, and I'm looking forward for tomorrow. And I have to say, having the corner saved us with our clothes, because our clothes was visible on the side and people had blast just reading through our t-shirts, which usually happens, but we were lucky to have corner, because if we have not had corner, our t-shirts would not be as visible. So yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm not gonna do before because it's gonna be same as after. So yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. And we are ready for the second day. I did a bit of reshuffle because I had to restock my flowers. I had so much empty space that I brought my Kindle covers in. Last night I had to remake Toothless because I'm only left with 2. Stitch was selling really good. It's not as empty as it was yesterday because I reshuffled everything. I put Pyerie down. Mystery boxes were selling like crazy yesterday, so I made more. Yeah, really good. Looking forward to the second day.
what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 do something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 do something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 do something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light. Pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop. As we shout from the top, we're gonna be two hearts running wild. request. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. We're gonna be. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. We laugh so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. The moonlight, the summer sky, it was the best we ever had. And we'll stay on forever. We'll never have regrets. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. We're gonna be. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
It's time for Supanova market recap, finally. It's been 10 days since Supanova was finished, done and dusted, and I have to say I was a bit overwhelmed and I took a couple of days off and I just need to process everything before I can gather all the numbers and sit down and talk about it. Let's just start with the fact that on Saturday, before they even opened the door, I went around and walked through the market alley or the artist alley, just so I can see how many crocheters are there and what am I dealing with. There were 14 other crocheters there, not 4, 14. That's a lot. But I was still fine, guys. I was still fine. Not all 14 were 100% crochet, just like me. I had embroidery, which embroidery was 1/3 of my stock. Some of them were fully crocheted, and some of them had like 2 or 3 pieces, but I still counted them because they had crochet. There was one stall holder with giant dragons, like beautiful dragons. I didn't approach any of them. I didn't talk to any of them. I was just walking from far away and noticing and counting. That was it. The lady behind me, which I told you that I find her on Instagram, and she had a lot. She actually had a lot, and I did talk to her. I introduced myself. We had a nice chat. She said she is usually preparing for a year and do these markets a couple of times of year, and that's it. Because honestly, if you're doing monthly markets, it's not manageable to sustain on these big markets, because stay till the end, you'll know why. It's just not sustainable with crochet. I think my arms would be falling apart if I had to do this on a monthly basis. It's not possible. So we had a nice chat. We introduced ourselves. We talked more about the other markets. She has a lot of characters and she does mostly in acrylic, or I think it was milk cotton, because I noticed another girl was doing a lot of tiny plushes in milk cotton, which I actually never hold milk cotton, so it was something new for me. We all had different styles. That's what made me stood up from the others. Every single crocheter had a different style, and I genuinely think we all did good because of the differences. I had people coming over from her to my stall and they said, "Oh, another crocheter, but look, this is so different." And a couple of people actually told me, "Do you know you're back to back with another crocheter?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but she has totally different style from you, which is fine." I'm like, "Yes, exactly." Her plushes were really nice. She does a lot of acrylic and she has a different color palette. I think my color palette is more like pastel-y, neutral. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna even describe this. One thing that was my biggest fear is not having enough characters for this market actually helped me, because every other crocheter had characters and I did not. I had a couple of them which did sell. They did sell quickly, pretty quickly, but the rest was selling fine, just like random chickens, stingrays, pop-up mushrooms. I was selling random things that I never thought I would sell. I was selling them just because I was different. If I knew that I would do this market early enough, I think I would have more characters, which would be benefit, or maybe not. I can't know. We will never know for sure what would happen if I had time to prep more for this market. But no matter what, I am happy. I'm happy with exactly what happened, and I was surprised. I was positively surprised with everything. Girl two stalls next to me was also with crochet. She had a lot of characters. Her plushes were more like medium size. They were like, yeah, I would call them medium size, and she priced them well. I have to say I was happy to see that everyone had their prices up and that they valued our handwork. I would be really sad to see people underselling themselves on this market and not putting enough value for the hourly rate that it takes to crochet, because crocheting takes a long time and it is a skill that many have tried and many have failed. We have to value our work for the crochet community to keep up being sustainable. So I know my prices are usually up, but that didn't matter, guys. Everything was selling. People did not look into prices, except for one price. I'll talk about the prices, because there are some products that I will have to lower my prices because I've learned just from watching customers. I had a chance to watch a huge number of customers at the same time and pick picking up products and returning just for the prices, which I've noticed. I've noticed what products are overpriced and which products customers don't even care. They just don't care. On Saturday they opened doors around 9:30, and I have to say by 10 o'clock it was full, like proper full. I was shocked. I didn't expect such crowds from the start, and from 10 onwards we had ongoing sales every minute. Like I think around 3 or 4 p.m. was when it slowed down and you noticed less people walking around, but from 10 to 3 we were just going on serving. We never had like queues that people like queuing and nothing like that, but we always had 1 or 3 customers in front of us. One is either paying, the other 2 are searching for plushies, going through the baskets, or my husband was dealing with the t-shirts, because t-shirts were doing so good, guys. He was so happy, he was so proud of him, because You Dye t-shirt was our best seller, and it was the t-shirt that got so many compliments for the idea, and he was so proud of himself. He was, you can just see on his face when everyone who was walking by, usually what happens, people walk by and just read the t-shirts and have a laugh, and You Dyed was definitely the most mentioned. Second one was ADHD, that has always been my best seller, and I came, I saw I had anxiety, so I left. That was like, I actually think that t-shirt would be the best seller if I had enough of it. I had ADHD more, that's why ADHD was selling best, but if I had I came, I saw I had anxiety, I would probably sell more of those. My sheet bag, which I like to call it sheet bag, did not sell at the first day a lot, but on the second day it was, and I actually got a customer reaching out on Sunday and placing an order on my Shopify web shop. So that was my first ever sale on Shopify, and it went all good, so I was happy. I don't have any of my t-shirts or bag online yet, just the sheet bag, because I had to put it for that customer and I only have one in stock left. So, but yeah, t-shirts were selling really good. Embroidery was 1/3 of the sales, and I'll tell you the numbers at the end. So yeah, we were really happy with the embroidery. If we had more sizes, we would do more. I actually on Saturday evening I did embroider a couple of t-shirts because I have left some blanks, and then a girl asked me if I have a 2XL, I think, for You Dyed, and I said I do at home, and she said I'll be here tomorrow, can you make it? I'm like, sure, I'll make it. And so I made a couple of just You Dyed t-shirts because they were quick stitch out, and the only thing I attempted to crochet on Saturday evening was one red. I didn't have energy to do more. I was so tired, I was exhausted. This market was from 9:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Yes, 6 p.m. Oh my god, I forgot. It was a long day, so I was exhausted. I just couldn't hold my hand to crochet, and I did one red because I sold out of the reds on the first day. Reds were very popular, same as chickens, but we'll come to the products. I also on Saturday evening embroidered more of the toothless and stitch, because toothless was almost sold out on the first day, like my snap tabs. I'm talking about my snap tab toothless. And yeah, that was Saturday. Saturday went on very quickly. I crocheted at the beginning of the market. I did one granny square in red heart granny square yarn, and that was the only thing I did in the morning, one square, and that was it. Then the madness started, and it was good. It was so nice, guys. It was the customers. Let's talk about the customers. This is totally different experience from any monthly markets I've been doing. It is similar to my uni markets because I do find those kids and young adults similar at uni market, same at Supanova convention. I also had one of my jewelry friends over there. I haven't seen her for a long time, and I was so happy to see her. She also told me she's no longer doing monthly markets. She's just focusing on bigger artist alley conventions, comic cons and things like that, and she said she's doing really good. And I was like, I think that's what my plans are for the future, because like she said, these kids don't care. They have money, nowhere to spend, and they don't have mortgages, and they're just willing to buy whatever they want. And that is true, guys. That is totally true. Kids were I mean, they're not kids, don't get me wrong. They are teenagers and young adults, people in their early 20s, without families or mortgages or stress of an adult life. They're just having their fun. If I remember myself in 20s, those were the best and easiest. Those were the best years of my life, where you can just do whatever you want. You have money, you work, you study. That was the demographic for this market. There wasn't older ones, don't get me wrong. There was all generations, but the people buying my things were young adults. They are so easygoing. They are willing to spend. They know what they want. They want cute things. They follow trends. And they like to buy gifts. I have to say, when they are buying gifts for their loved ones, especially if it's boyfriend, girlfriend, friend birthday, they are willing to spend money. They are not cheap. So customers were so easy. There were no kids. There were maybe a couple of kids, so I didn't have to stress about my stall getting ruined or products getting dirty or anything like that. There was one situation that I had to warn customer. It was a young girl. She was probably 12, 13. She had a huge bag of chips, salty, greasy chips, and she was just snacking on it, and her sister approached and she was looking into my snap tabs, and I was just focusing on that girl, and I was like, she's gonna grab something for sure. And yes, she went to. And then I stopped her. I said, please don't touch anything. Your hands are greasy from the chips. I would prefer you not touching anything. By the time I said all of that, she managed to touch the snap tab, which is easy. It's vinyl. I just wiped it off. I just took baby wipes and wiped it off later. But at the time when I said that, her mother probably got offended or whatever and told the daughter off to just leave everything and turn around. And she said that in Spanish, not knowing that I actually speak Spanish. So it was an awkward. I didn't say anything. I didn't say that I understood what she said, but yeah, she was definitely offended and told her daughter to drop everything and leave. And that was actually the only bad experience I had. That was the only kid with the food. There were people walking around with food, but I feel like everyone was mindful and careful, and I didn't have to stress about anything. I also had an official Supanova photographer approach me. I was actually pleasantly surprised because I actually saw him coming through the beginning and walking through the whole alley and stopping at my stall, and I noticed on his face he was looking at the setup, and he just stopped, introduced himself, and he said he would like to take the picture of my stall and myself. And we had a bit of chat, and he told me how my stall is very beautiful and I have beautiful setup, and he would like to capture that. I was pleasantly surprised and I was happy because out of all people he reached and stopped to me, and yeah, that made me validated and that my setup actually did do something for me and that I was doing good, actually, that the setup is attracting people. If the photographer was attracted, then the customers will be too. So yeah, that was really nice. And then I also had one of my customers, my Etsy customer, reaching out and introducing herself. I did a special custom order a year ago for her. First, I did a couple of bags for her, and then she reached out to make the same design for baby onesie and the family t-shirts because she was expecting a baby. And she showed me her bag. She still has the bag. I met the baby, and yeah, that was really nice. Thank you, Jasmine, if you're watching this. Thank you for reaching out and thank you for meeting me. So yeah, that was actually a really nice experience. I'm not sure if she knows I do YouTube. She was actually just a customer from Etsy who's following me on my Instagram, and that's how she found out that I will be at Supanova, and then she will be too. So it was really lovely to meet her. Oh yeah, and there was one fun story. When I went for that walk around counting the crocheters, there was a part the celebrities were. I didn't know that. I didn't even pay attention to the celebrities. I wasn't there for celebrities. And when I was approaching that section, there was a guy standing and he was like, "Hi!" And I was like, "Hi? Do I know you?" And then I looked back and realized that I'm at celebrity section and that he is probably a celebrity, which I don't know who he was. I'm not into those like comic books. I think there were some actors. There were proper celebrities, but I didn't know any of them. Neither did I pay attention. I just walked past and said hi. And then I was like, am I celebrity or is he celebrity? Why was I greeted so happily? And he was like standing and coming into my face. I was like, sorry dude, I don't know who you are, but thank you. That was funny story, yeah. Because it was empty, the doors were not even open. It was around 8:39 and I was just walking around looking at other stalls, and that was awkward but funny. So I have to say that our position of the stall was pretty good. I think that anyone who entered the artist alley went through it a couple of times, because mostly people were there for both days. So whatever customers I saw on Saturday, I did saw them again on Sundays, and I had customers buying from me multiple times. I remember a couple of them coming 3 times and even more, which just shows you that you are standing out from other crocheters. If I was the first stall that they reached, they usually went around and went through the whole artist alley and then come back to me, and they actually told me we went all around and come back just to get something that they've noticed. And that's what usually happened. People were walking around multiple times. We were next to the bathrooms, and we were next to the I think it was like photo booth where the cosplays were taking pictures, and there were so many nice cosplays. I think my husband had the most fun because he was just asking people for pictures and sending to our daughter, look who I took picture with, and it was fun. I'm not into cosplay, so I couldn't recognize a lot of them. I did recognize Pikachu because Pikachu bought Pikachu, but it was Pikachu Evolution, so yeah. I recognized the random like Super Mario and things like that, but it was fun. There was a lot of nice costumes, and people were just vibing. Everything was so chilled, relaxed, and positive vibes. And yeah, it was a long day, but it was such a relaxed market, guys. I have to say this was my best experience ever, and I would do this over monthly markets anytime. After this, I'm not sure if I'm even going back to monthly markets. I know I will keep my uni markets because they're on Wednesday, and it's an easygoing market, the same crowds, the same style. It is just an outdoor market, but this was so much stressless. This was easy. The setup was easy. We didn't pack anything. We just covered everything. Some people didn't even cover, and so many stall holders bought from me. And then my husband went around and bought from everyone who bought from us because that's what he does. I just didn't have time, and my anxiety doesn't allow me that. It was really nice. It was the best market ever. The best. Okay, let's get into the numbers because I think that's what you're all interested in. I will not be mentioning all the plushies that I have sold just because I have sold 176 plushies and this will take me forever. I'm just gonna talk about some group of the plushies that were selling the most. When it comes to numbers, my definitely best seller were mini plushies. I am selling my mini plushies for $15 and I sold 25 of them. My basket is pretty much empty because what didn't sell I put in a mystery boxes, which brings me to my second best seller. I sold 22 of the mystery boxes. I was selling my mystery boxes for $20 and I was putting random things in them. I didn't have plan for mystery boxes. I didn't track what I was putting in them. I was just putting things in because I couldn't keep up with them, especially on Saturday. They were selling like crazy on Saturday. Normally I would put like 1 medium plushie and 2 mini ones, and yes, I was underselling myself for the mystery boxes, but I was fine because I was getting rid of the stock that was sitting on my tables for over a year. You cannot believe how many plushies I have just got rid of, and I'm never gonna make them. I don't want to see them, or if anyone complained about anything about the plushies, it was gone in the mystery box. For example, my platypus. I had 2 of them. One was mini one in the normal platypus colors and the other one was Pyerie the platypus, but it was missing a hat. And everyone was saying, it's missing hat, it's missing hat. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make hat for tomorrow. And by the end of the day, I was like, I can't be bothered to make a hat. He's going into the mystery boxes. And the girl opened the mystery boxes in front of me and she was so happy to see the Pyerie the platypus and she did not complain about a hat. And I was so happy. I'm like, okay, I lost $5, but I didn't lose in the end. I still got $20 for this size of the plushie, which I was charging $25, and it was missing hat, so I was happy. And a lot of plushies went like that. I got some of my multiples of love cats. I got rid of some mini plushies that were not selling. I even put my jumbo pickle because they were not selling. I get rid of one of my jumbo pickles like that. Honestly, the only thing I didn't do keep track of everything that was going into mystery boxes, but once I got home I did my inventory check and I could remember everything and nothing was stolen. My inventory was spot on. The good thing about my system and inventory and SKU codes is I track everything through Square. Even my cash sales, everything goes through Square, and it's so much easier because with SKU codes I can easily just scan my products, and checking out customers was really fast and seamless, and my inventory was managed through Square, and I knew everything was sold. And if it was cash, I usually the next day I gather my cash and deposit it on the bank, just so ATO, if they are gonna check, they can check my Square reports and they can check my bank deposits, and everything has to match. And that's how I do my accounting. That's the easiest way for me. I don't have to keep any books, or I do report everything. Just let's face it, I'm on YouTube, I'm talking numbers here, and yes, I do report all my cash. I'm not hiding anything. So it is so much easier to work it that way. And SKU codes really helped with managing inventory and checking out customers. After mystery boxes, on the third place, surprisingly, were my flowers. I sold 13 flowers. And on the first day, I actually sold out all my wrapped flowers because I wanted them to be individually wrapped, because I noticed that when they are wrapped, they're selling better than when they are not. So on Sunday morning, I was quickly wrapping more flowers. I did have them, but I didn't have them wrapped. They were already pre-made. So I wrapped more and put them all in that basket, and in total I sold 13 of them. I sold my sunflowers on the first day, and I only had one tulip which sold quickly, which I regret not having more. Same with lavender, because all the flowers were selling, and for the next year I'll just know I will have more flowers. On the fourth place, when it comes to numbers, were my love cats. I had so many love cats in various sizes, from $20 to $45. None of the $45 love cats sold, and I might lower the price because those were the cats that were my flower cats. They were picked up a lot, but the price was deterring factor. So I will be lowering price for my love cats. Everything else, all the other love cats were practically gone. I think I'm left with like 5 or 6 of them in the colors that are still not popular, but they will go in the mystery boxes. Even though at some point of time I was selling them for $45, at the moment I think I'm selling them for $35 or $38. Even if I put them in the mystery box for $20, I'm still doing good, and I just want them gone. I actually did put some of them through the mystery boxes, but still, I still sold 12 of them. On the 5th place are my swing animals. I sold 11 of them, and 7 of them were chick on a swing. Everyone is crazy about those basic yellow chicks. I don't know what it is, but they were drawing so much attention. I had 8 of them and sold 7 of them, and I actually sold 2, like the chicken ones, the white chicken ones, and I think 1 seal, 1 frog. All the other ones were random ones. I had 5 of axolotl on swing, and they were getting so much attention, but none of them sold. I don't know if it's the color. I made them only in pink on the blue swing. Should I have made blue ones? I don't know, but none of them were selling, which is fine because chicks are so much easier to make and they're selling like crazy for $25. Come on, guys. On the 6th place were my pop-ups. I feel like I would sell more if I had more. I sold 9 in total. 7 of them were mushrooms and 2 were jellyfish pop-ups, and they were getting a lot of attention. Yeah, everyone actually enjoyed fidgeting with them, and they got a lot of attention. Yeah. And the 7th place is a shared place with chicken and rats. I sold 6 chickens in total of various size, from the mini Stardew Valley to the jumbo ones. I had one of the jumbo ones this big. I think that one was like $35 or $40. And rats. I had 5 rats on the first day, and then I made one on the Saturday, and they were all gone. Rats were super popular, and I sell my rats for $30. They are such a quick and easy make, but I make them in Modavira blanket yarn, so they are like big and chunky, and I sell them for $30 easily. And my medium chickens, like white medium chickens are this size, and I sell them for $25. People have no problem paying $25 for those chickens. Same with the swing animals, they're also 25. So I would say medium price items and lower price items were selling like crazy. And that's all when it comes to like groups of what was selling a lot, what not. On Sunday, my setup was very empty, so I decided to bring my Kindle covers in. So I just have like a basket with my Kindle covers, and I did sold a couple of them. That's all I brought on Sunday. I made more flowers just to make the flower basket full, and I lowered everything down because on Sunday I was very empty. Everything was looking really, really empty. When it comes to my embroidery snap tabs, I sold around 30 of them. The best seller was Toothless. That's why on Saturday evening I went to make more, thinking that I'm gonna sell out of them. On Sunday, I didn't sell a single Toothless. I was like, what? Why did I even spend the night making them? And then my husband said, but you made the new ones with the neon yellow, neon green, so just put them, maybe they will draw more attention than the black ones. So I put one out and it was immediately sold. One neon and one black, and that was it. The other bestseller with snap tab was Stitch and Labubu. Oh my god, Labubu snap tabs were selling really good. My crochet Labubu, I didn't sell a single one, which is ridiculous. I made 5 of them. I might lower the price just to get rid of them, but yeah, Labubu snap tabs were selling really good, and you can tell that people react differently to them. There were some people who were excited to see them, and there were a lot of people who was like, oh, another Labubu, why is everyone selling Labubu, so annoying, and things like that. So yeah, you either like them or hate them. There was no middle ground. So yeah, I already talked about my t-shirts and bags. They were really selling good, and we were really surprised and happy. I'm just gonna go now and look into my square because I just wanna go through the sales to remind myself, because I don't even remember what was selling. For example, my dragons, they were really quick to go. Toothless, the big Toothless, which I lowered the price to 140 because the other one I was selling for 150, and I thought this one was a bit smaller. Let's just lower the price. I should have not do that. Toothless was gone on Saturday 11 a.m. If I had 10 of them, I think I would sell all 10 of them because it was gone on Saturday 11 a.m. Baby Toothless was gone quick after. Pikachu was gone also on Saturday. I also had my baby dragons. I had Adarna and Tarn inspired from the book. There was a lot of book lovers over there, just to let you know, so people did notice. And the girl who bought Tarn, she knew she was buying Tarn. Same with the girl who bought Adarna, because I actually have their names on the tags as a Tarn and Adarna, and they knew who they were. I sold all my bats. I actually wasn't really impressed with the bats, especially the smaller ones, but they were sold really quickly and people liked them. I sold a lot of bees, random, from small to big ones. I had only one bird that was Gala. It was sold quickly, and I had black cockatoo that I put in a mystery box. I sold one of my big bunnies. That bunny I had for quite a few months now. I think I made it for Easter, and honestly I never thought I would sell that bunny because he was never getting attention, and he's gone. I sold him for $60. All my capybaras were gone. Caterpillars, like those fidget ones, were gone. I sold only one chicken and egg. I didn't have a lot to start with. I had only 3 and I sold one. I sold 3 mini Pokemons. I didn't have a lot, so I was happy to see them gone. Duck with the floaty. Surprise, surprise, it sold. But it sold on the second day once I put him down, because when I sold my stingray was next to me on my checkout. Once I sold that stingray, I emptied that space, so I put Duck with the floaty down and he was gone immediately. So yeah, now that I mentioned, yeah, Mama Stingray was gone. She was getting a lot of attention, and every time I said that there is a baby inside, everyone was checking and so curious. And yeah, I sold my Mama Stingray with a baby for $98. I sold one of the Granny Square chickens. I sold a bigger one, the one with the popcorn stitches. The other one is a bit smaller, so now that I'm left with one, I might lower price for that one just to sell it quickly. I sold my last hanging plant. I was left with only one. I was thinking making more, but I just didn't have time. Now I need to make more because those hanging plants are really cute as a decoration to my stall, and they do sell. When it comes to mini plushies, I'm just not gonna go through them because My mini plushies were mostly mini chickens, mini kittens, leggy froggies, whales, spiders, octos, like a random mini things, and there were like 25 of them, so I'm not gonna go through all of them. Mini bees were also in that category. All my mini stingrays, like the $20 ones I had only 3 of them, and they were gone, and one person bought all 3 of them. And I was like, oops, I should have more. I should have more of those stingrays because they're cute and really good seller. I sold both of my minions to the same person, and we were laughing because on my tags I named them Bob and Stuart, and that's when I was scanning them. We were laughing because, okay, Bob is going, Stuart is going. So yeah, that was like a joke. I sold my mouse with a cookie. That mouse I've had for a very long time, and I never thought I will sell it because I have a bigger and a smaller version, and I sold my smaller version. I sold a couple of my Asian foods. I have them usually hanging just from my grids, and I sold a couple of them. Fun fact about the octos. If you remember, I was making the octopi, 10 of them in those different variegated rainbow colors from Spotlight. Only one color was selling. I'm gonna pop a picture because it's crazy. I can't believe that only one color was selling, and I'm left with all the others, which might end up in the mystery boxes. We'll see. I also ordered new mystery boxes. I ordered smaller ones so I can put some mini plushies in them and not lose money. So for example, I don't have to put 2 smaller ones. I can put just one smaller. For example, that octo, I was selling them for I think $18, and I'm gonna price my smaller mystery boxes for $15. So I won't be losing a lot of money, but still, I will get rid of them. I finally saw my potted flowers selling. I sold 3 of them. I sold Daisy, Red Rose, and Snake Plant. I did lower prices to $35, and I'm left with 2 maybe. I sold one of my pink snakes. I had that pink snake for what feels forever, and it's finally gone. I sold one of the Totoros. I was only selling small turtles, like the tofu turtle and the smaller, I don't remember which pattern was that. I had another small turtle. None of my big turtles were selling, and that is the product that I will be lowering the price because I was selling them for $45. I mean, they're substantial, and turtles are a lot of work with all the flippers and everything going on, but I've noticed people putting them down after checking them price. So I will be lowering price for my turtles. I will be lowering price for my labubus. I got rid of my mini snakes that I had for $15. I put them in the mystery boxes. None of my Crochet by Jenna dragons sold. I don't know if it's the price because I already lowered that price a couple of times, and they did sell at my uni markets, but for some reason they were not selling at this market. Not sure if it's the price. Hello Kitty was the same price as Pikachu. Pikachu was 98 and Hello Kitty is also 98. She did get attention for little girls, but then the parents checked the price and they were like, no way. So I might just lower the price for Hello Kitty. I just want to see her gone. She's too big to carry. Same with my Little Ponies. I priced them at $100, which is fair enough because they're a lot of work. They are made in hobby token yarn. They are smaller in the size. Their hair was a lot of work, so that's why I priced them $100. They did get a lot of attention, but the price is problem. So I'm gonna lower the price for them just to see them gone. For example, same with my sunflower turtle. I am pricing it at $60. It gets a lot of attention, but no sales because of the price. So yeah, not too bad. I'm happy with the amount of products I got rid of. I got rid of a lot of old stock, and now I have space to make new ones. So in total, I sold 176 plushies, and the total value of just plushies is 4,942 Australian dollars. We almost reached $5,000 in just plushies, which is amazing, guys. So our grand total, embroidery and plushies all together, is $7,432. That's crazy. $7,400 in 2-day market. That is crazy, guys. This is the most I have ever done at one market, and we were blown away. We were really blown away, and I'm so happy and grateful, and for all the customers, if any of them are watching this, thank you. I did have a lot of customers sharing their purchases on Instagram and tagging me. This was such an amazing experience, and and I can only imagine how good it would be if I knew I was doing this on time and if I were better prepared. And I will make sure for next year that I'm better prepared and that I book on time, and even if I'm waitlisted, I will still work on it. I will still make my stock, which I should be doing now because I could potentially get into 3 or 4 of more, but I'm still not doing anything. I'm procrastinating because that's me. That's it. That is my experience from Supanova. It was our best market ever. After all of this, I've just realized how monthly markets are waste of time and energy, and you have to drive, you have to set up, you have to deal with the weather, you have to deal with a different type of customers. You have to deal with a lot more for a lot less money, because monthly markets are a lot of work. This one was one setup, a huge amount of sale, and we are done. I will take these markets over any monthly markets if you ask me. So let's talk about the Pyerie, the elephant in the room who sold. Oh my god, that was such an unexpected sale. Pyerie was getting so much attention, especially when the Toothless was gone. Toothless was gone on the first day by 11, and Pyerie was there until Sunday 5 p.m. We were almost closing. Supanova was about to close at 6 p.m. and it was 5 p.m. and 10 or 15 minutes when the Pyerie was sold. Pyerie got so much attention during both days because he was the biggest plushie I had. He was huge and I priced him like that. He was $250. A couple of people actually took him down, check on him, thinking about him, but when they checked the price, they were like, no way. And I heard so many, oh my god, no way, 250, that's too much. At the same time, a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, that's a lot of work, that's fine, but I can't afford it, which is fine. I understand. No one who can afford $250 plushie. For what? Nothing. It is just a plushie. It did take a lot of work and it was one of my best works. It was my unicorn piece. The way I was set up, whoever was coming in that row was coming straight on me because I didn't have anyone in front of me. I don't know, that's how the rows were situated, and whoever was coming from far away was coming towards my stall, and the Pyerie was the centerpiece and everyone can see him. So Sunday 5 p.m. something, I was by myself. My husband was somewhere and there was a family coming, and the daughter was already carrying a huge dragon, crochet dragon. That was another crochet who I mentioned, she was doing dragons, or she or he, I don't know who it was. That dragon was huge and beautiful, but it was totally different style from mine ones. It was like a slouchy one, like I wouldn't even say it was like fully stuffed because my plushies are heavily stuffed. That Pyerie was like holding its shape and wings and everything. And she took him down. At that time he was already lowered on the middle shelf because my stall was empty. It was 5 p.m. She took him down and she was just checking on him. And honestly guys, that was a second and she said something and I didn't hear what she said. I thought she asked how much is it, so I said 250. She was giving it to me. Yeah, that's fine. I'm like, are you getting it? Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm like, she probably said I'm getting it at the first time, but I didn't recognize that, and I was just taking it back, like shocked. I'm like, and I don't have a bag for him. Would you be able to carry him? Because they were already carrying one. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. And she opened the bag and showed me she already bought a puppy plushie or something. She said, can you tell I have a theme going on? I'm buying all the crochet plushies. I'm like, yeah, I can tell. Honestly, guys, that was seconds. I had another girl going through the snap tabs. She was choosing toothless snap tabs at the moment. So she allowed her to pay before she transferred her money. I wish I had my camera on to document this. I already packed down everything and I was starting to slowly silent pack my personal belongings. That's why camera was down, and I regret having my camera packed because I couldn't film that. By the time she paid, my husband came back and he was shocked to see what I was holding. I'm like, can you imagine? It is the last hour of the market and I'm selling $250 plushie. I'm like, that's crazy. And it was gone in seconds. She didn't think about it. She didn't try to lower the price. She didn't do anything, guys. This was honestly 10-second sale and she could pay $250 for my plushie. I was shocked, and I wasn't the only one because by 5 p.m. Artist Alley was completely empty, and all my other stall holder neighbors were looking into this sale and were shocked because it was empty. It was obvious that I was selling my biggest plushie ever, and everyone was like, oh wow, they just couldn't believe that people can afford to pay $250 for a plushie. The good thing is my husband stopped me from lowering the price on Saturday because, like I mentioned, I've noticed a lot of people being shocked with the price, and I told my husband we should lower the price to $200 to sell him, and he was like, no, you're not gonna lower the price. We are doing extremely good and you don't need him to sell. He's drawing a lot of attention, and even if you keep him for the next couple of markets, you will have a unicorn piece that will draw attention to our stall, and it's not all about the money, it's about the showpiece. And I was like, yes, I know you're right, but I kind of want him gone. And he was like, no, you're not gonna lower the price. And all Sunday went by and I was like, I think we should lower the price. It's time, we should lower the price. And he was like, no, you're not gonna lower the price, just keep him until Christmas, and then we'll see by Christmas markets we can lower the price. And I'm so grateful I didn't. I'm so happy I didn't, because I sold him for $250. And that just shows you guys, do not undersell yourself. Crochet is unique skill that not everyone can do, and there are a lot of people that appreciate this skill and they are willing to pay for this. I know not every crocheter is at the same skill level, and not every plushies are good looking plushies, because we are all going through the phases of learning crocheting. But I know what I can do, and I know that from 15 years of experience I am worth pricing up, and I can easily say that my skill level is advanced skill level after so many years of crocheting, and I'm happy with the way I charge for my work, and people do value that. So yeah, I just want to say, if you're a crocheter, don't price yourself down. Value your work and value your skill, because not everyone can do this. So yeah, guys, that's it. This is my experience from Supanova. It was the best market ever. I will be attending this market again next year, and I will be a lot more prepared. And I hope this encouraged you to try and do Comic Cons, try and do market alleys, and try something different. This was the best market ever. That's where I'm gonna finish this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.